Just right click. Yeah, performance mode that shit. And then right click YouTube. And just open it on a new link. A new tab, yeah. And then pull that like up. Actually it doesn't matter. Is that the guy?
There's your boy, Dom.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Hey.
Damn, son, where did I find this?
It's the boy.
We should literally just start going as soon as we press go live.
Yeah.
So when people join, like we're already talking.
No, let's just do fucking let's do a couple moments of silence. And then let's do ASMR and fart into the mics.
You can fit your mouth around this?
I could definitely. No, I don't know. I have a little mouth.
Okay.
My dentist has told me since I was a kid I have a little mouth.
My brother's mouth looks like the fucking like honeycombs guy. No lie, when he lifts his mouth all the way up and it's like this wide, it's insane.
Have you ever seen Mikey eat fries? You've definitely seen him eat fries, Dom.
Yes, of course I have.
He like unhitches his fucking lower jaw like a snake, and just he'll do 3 fingers and thumb into fries and then jam them into the back of his mouth.
Why?
Because he's a fucking psychopath. No, that's not how he eats.
Honestly, I'd rather see that than someone that takes bites of a fry.
Okay,
Are we live now?
I can agree with that actually.
Yeah.
I side with that.
Live?
All right, so there was I saw a TikTok the other day. You have your choice of 2 superpowers, right?
Yeah.
1, you could teleport to a random abandoned bus station anywhere in the U.S.
Okay.
But you cannot teleport back.
Okay.
And if society builds around that bus station, like people build houses, there's infrastructure around it, you end up teleporting somewhere else. Or you have permanent control of how much you shit for the rest of your life.
Wow. Wow. I wasn't ready for that second one. At first I was like, wow, I mean...
I think the beauty in taking shits is like, you know, when it comes on and you shit, like it's like a nice feeling. But if I got to control when I would shit, I feel like that's like, it takes away the satisfaction of taking a dump.
Yeah, but after the hot wing challenge.
I mean, considering all the supplements I need to take just to shit like a normal human being.
Same.
I literally...
2
wouldn't take
Raisin
that
Bran,
high.
motherfuckers.
Dude, I literally had Raisin Bran this morning and like 4 other supplements that I needed.
I take what is it? Gastrobacillarius. It's like an enzyme to like not an enzyme. It's like yogurt basically.
Maybe I have like a little cocktail. It just helps me poop every day. It's great.
That's what I'm saying. So would you
Drano.
Little what is it? I almost said Mucinex. Little Metamucil.
Metamucil, yeah.
You know,
Some Fiber One, bro.
little Fiber One.
You guys just can't shit.
Raisin Bran, dude. It's
Okay, first of all, he's old, and I probably have IBS.
not for nothing, but this is like a thing that a ton of people are like. I see so many people post about
Fiber
like, gut
supplements,
health
yeah.
and like fiber supplements and stuff. So I don't know like what we all were subjected to as children that, you know,
Lunchables.
Too many chicken patties.
Yes.
Lunchables,
Yeah,
chicken
too many
patties.
Ooh, the chicken patties though.
What a hit.
He
Those fucking
everybody.
those still half frozen pizza slices in elementary school.
forgot we were live, and then I saw JB and Jess have just been listening to us talk
well,
about how much we poop.
Whatever.
Hello.
Hope everybody's taking nice, healthy poops.
Pull up.
Oh, speaking
Pull
of
up YouTube.
JB and Jess, I'm coming to California in August.
Pull up Ubes.
Oh, YouTubes.
Also, Q is asking us
son, where'd you find this?
about TwitchCon. I still don't have an answer.
Yeah, we forgot to talk about that. What's up, Reg?
It's one of those things that like we always think to talk
Yeah.
about it
There's never
20 seconds before we want to go home. So we'll make it a point to start early next. We'll get together a little bit earlier and maybe strategize because I gotta look at the dates and stuff and
It's
I'd be
October
down.
7th to 9th.
I'll be down.
I'll be in LA, Jess.
Jess doesn't live near LA.
Oh, really?
Hope I'm not doxing her. But
I mean,
I don't know
we
how
also don't live near LA.
I don't know how California works. I know it's big, but like I don't know.
massive.
It's the whole side of the country.
Well,
It's one entire side of the country.
I will be in Los Angeles. I don't know if that's close to you guys, but
Los Angeles. It's, Yeah, I mean, could work. All right, so let's just fucking do it. This episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast is brought to you by Wicked Good Gaming on Patreon. That's right, folks. Wicked Good Gaming is on Patreon, and listen, just stop me before this gets too crazy, but the link, if you can believe it, is patreon.com/wickedgoodgaming. If you follow us on Patreon, you can support us for as little as $1, and that'll get you lots of exclusive stuff, such as exclusive Discord role and channel access to Not Another Gaming Podcast Last Call after every podcast episode, some exclusive merch, and more. So go ahead and check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/wickedgoodgaming. Give us a couple bucks if you enjoy the show. Even if you don't like the show, give us a couple dollars and just type in the comments, please stop making this. I really can't take it anymore. And you know what?
Honestly, I'll be pissed if you become a pledge on Patreon. I will be so upset if you do that.
Just think about it. Just consider it. So patreon.com/wickedgoodgaming. Check it out. If you like what you see, give us a couple bucks. Support your boys just like we support you every week. And this week is no different. So enjoy, sit back, relax, because here comes episode 289 of Not Another Gaming Podcast.
My balls is hot.
You are now listening to the #1 gaming podcast on these internet streets. And now, Not Another Gaming Podcast with your boys, Abaddon, Dr. Bob, and Chris P.
Yo, welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast, episode 289 of the most dangerous, most illustrious, and most handsome and sensual podcast on these internet streets, just like you heard in the intro. Shout out DJ Shadow Hayes for the new intro. I just sliced up our old intro video and kind of like fit it all in there. So, it's we're good. We're fucking fully operational. This is a fully operational battle station, and we're here. We're live, direct. Doing it real big. Celtics are going to win tonight. The series is going to go 7 games, and they're going to win the NBA Finals. So we're doing great. The vibes are high, and would love to hear how you guys are feeling. My beautiful co-host Chris P, Dr. Bob, how are we?
I'm doing good, man. It's another day in paradise. You feel me? Not too hot out today. It was actually kind of nice. It was like 70. I went on the hoodie today. I do that every day anyway.
Why?
I don't know. I get cold.
You talk like you're not in like a hoodie and shorts literally every day, regardless of season.
I am. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, there's nothing better than being in the AC with the hoodie on. I love that shit.
I fully disagree. I think being in bed with the AC cranked, you have the perfect amount of layers, and then the AC cranked.
And then one leg out to like the right.
Yeah, just like literally dangling your foot out.
Yeah.
And that's
but
it.
not too low, because then a monster will get you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even want to think about that. I encountered a monster today.
Bob, you think a monster has the strength to pull you off your bed?
I think if there's enough of them, yeah.
True. And we
Strength in
know
numbers.
Bob's got demons, so they're there just waiting.
What's the guy from Stranger Things? Is it Vecna?
Vecna, yeah.
Vecna.
No spoilers. But I finished it today.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, right?
Oh
Yeah,
my
real
god.
good.
What would your song be?
Where do you go, my lovely?
My song would probably be Mouthy Boston Lights.
Okay.
I would be getting dragged to the upside down.
He's not listening, Dom.
He might be. I'd be getting dragged to the upside down, and it would just be like, make sure Roxbury Mattapan can hear me. And then you see the light. I see the light opening up, and it's just a Tobin Bridge.
No, you see the big Sitco sign in the back.
And you crip walk out of it.
Yeah. Heel toe out of there, like my life depended on it. 100%.
Mine would be Dreams by Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ooh, what would yours be?
I Believe in a Thing Called Love by The Darkness. I believe in a thing
That's a good
called love.
song.
And I'm just fucking skipping my way out.
And then you tweak your knee.
Jumping
And
around.
then you
ankle.
live there. Then you move in. But I'm doing good. Your boy Chris P. Tallest and like his bitch.
How are you, Bob?
Like I said, I ran into a monster today. Yeah. I had the first massive spider sighting in my apartment today of the summer.
Shame you got to move out of there now and burn it down.
My anxiety was through the roof, period, today. And then after I saw that, I just sat in my tub for a little bit, and I just, fetal, knees to arms, didn't move for a little bit.
Understandable.
And then I sprayed perimeter spray over every square inch of my apartment, on the inside, at the doorway on the outside, around my windows on the outside.
Yep.
Windows.
So yeah, that was awful, and it was like that fucking big, just scrambling up my wall.
Yeah.
You should have just killed it.
I did. Thankfully, there was just like a pamphlet just sitting in my kitchen. I just fucking slapped there's a dent in my wall now.
Spiders also like a very big theme for this season of Stranger Things.
Yeah, hate it.
And I didn't like that they came out of everywhere.
Dude, I'm playing through Metro Last Light right now. Every fucking sewer you go into, spider webs just dripping down the fucking with radiation spiders everywhere, and then you have to fight giant crab spiders.
Yeah. Hi, Q.
Awful.
How are you?
Hey, bud.
No worse than crabs.
Yeah, but yeah. So why don't we talk about some weekends, huh? You want to talk about some weekends?
I don't know. I think you're gonna set me up better for that because I still.
Hey,
don't know.
Chris, would you like to talk? Would you like to recap your weekend?
Sure, Dom.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Why don't you lead us off?
I still don't even know the color.
See,
Well,
this
come
is
live over here.
this
You
is
get-
see
you
this
get
is
a
why
fight.
this is why I need to fix the fucking Stream Deck.
They should just go in order. You know what I mean? Like weekend.
You have full control.
Voicemail. Yeah, no, I'll do that next time.
How was your weekend, Chris? What'd you do?
My weekend was good. I don't think. Oh yeah, we went out for cousin Keys.
Yeah.
His young Keys' birthday.
Forgot about that.
So we got
What the
dinner-
hell? I didn't even know it was his birthday.
Yeah, we got
His
dinner
birthday
for
was on
we got
Sunday.
dinner for Keys. We sat on the great beach near us that resembles South Beach, Miami.
Oh my god!
You had a beautiful view of needles and tents.
Literally,
and,
there was like 6 tents on the beach.
and human excrement on the sidewalk.
Was it that bad? I haven't been down there.
Oh,
No,
it
it wasn't
wasn't
that
too
bad.
bad.
It really wasn't that
It
bad. There
was-
was a tent though,
That was-
and you are
I mean, the
like
tent doesn't surprise me at all, actually.
you're like a stone's throw away from like. Mute me for a second. From Bill Ashes. You're like you're in this.
Definitely heard you because
I know.
That's it. They're not gonna hear me. You're like a stone's throw away from a place
From
where you can order fucking-
William Cinder.
Yeah.
William Cinders.
Ooh, we gotta remember that for my next D&D campaign.
Great name.
Free content here.
You're like a stone's throw away from a fucking dive bar where you can order Chinese food through a little hole in the wall, and I'm paying $70 for a bone-in ribeye, and it just feels a little weird. It was a nice. I mean, it was nice. It was a good dinner.
It was good. We had some chilled rosé.
Yeah, it was a good. He just wanted to have like a low key dinner. Like a couple people went out, and then he was at V Town until 3 a.m. I did not.
I
stay
went
there
home.
for that.
I need my flowers on this. I went home immediately after dinner,
That's right.
Good.
Yep.
like a big boy.
Wife and I dropped you off.
Yep.
You were sitting in the back seat. Just
Seatbelt on.
yep, seatbelt on, strapped up tight, and then I mean that's it was you did the godly thing, right?
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're like this. You're my second friend this week who has told me like, hey,
I went home early.
I controlled myself. I controlled myself.
All right, so I have a confession. I would have went literally anywhere else
Yeah.
besides the place that he decided on.
That's the same with me and Mix.
Like if you
I
could
have
pick
no
anywhere
interest.
in the world, then I'd be like, yeah, I'll go for a little bit. But he said that place, and he was stuck on it. He was already calling people that are regulars there. And I was like, I'm just gonna go home, man. You
was
know
there
how
mentally.
you just don't want to do like the small talk and like, don't get me wrong. When I drink, I talk, and I will talk to anyone forever. I'll talk to an Uber driver. They're like they're my uncle, and I just was not having it that day. I was like, I'm just gonna go home.
Yeah, no, we were there for like a drink. I bought a round of shots, and that was that. Just a lot of there's also been a lot going on the last couple weeks, so it was just had a little birthday cake for Keys on Sunday. Did like a low key dinner the day before. That Friday night was the Celtics game. Hung out with a buddy of mine and watched the C's. Got disappointed. Went home sad. But that's not going to happen tonight.
Nope.
Going to go home very happy.
Do or die.
That's right. Going home very happy tonight. Unlike the Golden State Warriors, who will be heading back to wherever their stadium is.
Definitely not going to the casino after this.
And they will
Absolutely
be
the fuck
taking
not.
the hit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They will be taking the hit on their deposit for
Yeah,
the club. That
they will
run.
be eating the deposit that they foolishly made at the at a local nightclub. And then the Celtics are going to go back there and win a Game 7, just like they've done multiple other times in this playoff run. And that'll be that. So, but no, have you played any video games, Chris?
I've been playing. Oh, actually, you might like this. So I've been playing Vanguard Rank still, but then last night actually, I downloaded Plutonium.
The fuck is that?
So it's like it's a launcher, I guess, but you can play all the old Call of Duties. On
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
So
Yeah, I
I've been
know what it is.
playing Black Ops 2. I have
That has all the maps and guns in it.
Everything.
Everything jammed
You
together.
literally
yeah.
spawn, like you load into the game, you open console, you / unlock all, and you have everything. or
Yeah.
you can level up if you really want to do that.
Too much.
But I just been running around. There's fucking League play in Black Ops 2 on Plutonium, so you can play ranked. They have MW3 on there. They just added World at War and the original Black Ops, and then they have like all the zombies,
Wait.
all of them,
They have all the zombies?
all of them.
Is this free?
No, but yes, I can get you. I know someone that can get you it for
Not
free.
another piracy podcast.
Not another piracy podcast.
This is the piracy episode, part 2.
Yeah. I didn't pay for anything yesterday, and I was playing Black
Yo-ho,
Ops 2.
yo-ho, a
I
piracy.
highly encourage buying the actual game, but you do not have to.
Yeah, but the game, it's what, $30?
No, they're full price now.
Wait, no. I'm talking about Plutonium.
Free.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Free.
Right.
Everything's free.
We'll take this offline.
Yeah, we'll take it offline.
take this
Yeah,
offline.
offline. But I've been playing that. It's been really fun to just kind of fuck around, but, not really care too much. Other than that, nothing. That's what I've been playing.
Word.
The usuals.
I've been grinding Destiny 2 still, and I wish more of my friends would play it with me. Bob, what have you been playing?
Look, if I didn't have 25 plus games I needed to play through, I would play it.
Do it.
Shut up. I
A little bit.
played a bunch of Risk of Rain this weekend. I'm still like, that game still has its fucking claws in me, especially playing with people, like friends.
Bobby roguelikes now.
I think I'm kind of like, I don't know many more after this. Like Inscription I'll probably play at some point. Slay the Spire I'll probably try out at some point as well. But I don't know what else outside of Risk of Rain I'd really want to dive too deep into. Hades is another one. So I played a lot of Risk of Rain. I got a VR headset, which I literally haven't used yet because I've had to wait for like adaptive attachments to it because those the VR headset I got is just naturally small. So it's fucking super tight on my fucking
Looks like blue
eyes.
goggles.
Dude,
It's like tiny little fucking.
I had it on for like 25 minutes one night and just setting it up and taking it off. It was fucking sunken into my face.
The Doc Ock goggles, like the fucking Dr. Robotnik's.
So my buddy who's like,
Dr. Eggheads.
yeah, Doctor, yep. So my buddy who's big into VR sent me, it's like an adaptive piece for the back that you could really adjust like comfortability. So that finally came in. So I have to fucking set that up this weekend. Other than that, streaming through Metro Last Light right now. Been streaming that pretty consistently the past couple of days. I was contemplating doing it after the podcast tonight, but there is a non-zero chance I'm just going to fucking get in bed. What else have I played? I ordered a Retro Pocket 2 Plus, which is a handheld emulator that
I think John's got one of those. I think
Jess
he
with
brought
the
one of
10 gifted.
those. Hey, thank you for the 10 gifted, Jess. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, Jess.
Smooches.
I'm gonna have to
Very
ask him.
kind,
I'm
very
gonna have to ask him which one he has because I
The Soldier console?
better than the Soldier console.
Yeah, he's got. I'm almost positive he's got one. If it's the one, if it's the same one I'm thinking of, but I think there's a couple different ones in that.
There's a fucking million of them
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But I ordered one of those and it should be coming in at some point this month or like early next month. And I am so fucking excited to get that. There's so much shit you have to do to get games onto it, totally legally.
Well, we're really fucking tripling down on the.
I don't give a fuck. Game preservation. Do something about it. Nintendo and
And at this
everyone
point,
else.
jail kind of sounds nice. Just sit there, don't do anything.
I don't have to work. I don't have to work.
You have
AC in here.
ACs, you got phones in there. There's like you ever go on
got Twitter?
prison TikTok?
Yeah.
Prison TikTok's crazy.
fucking
They have a
crazy.
blast in there.
They have a
Some.
blast. They have a blast in there.
They do, dude. They're fucking Millie rocking around the clock. Hitting the
Yeah,
renegade.
probably, that's because there's somebody behind the camera going, "You better fucking do that. I'm beating the shit out of you."
I need at least 60,000 views.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited for that to come in. I want like a good handheld system to just chill in bed with. There's nothing on Switch right now that I want to play. And it's too big. I want something smaller.
Yeah, I feel you. One other thing that I thought was interesting, just kind of like a pivot to a quick. I don't know. Maybe this turns into a topic. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we just find it along the way. We'll see.
It's all about the journey.
That's right. Exactly. So
More than a few.
It's not about how long.
that actually might be
it's
my
a-
song. That might be my song.
There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna want to make a move. You know.
So what was I going to say? So speaking of, this is related to Stranger Things. Posted a blog on wickedgoodgaming.com about Vecna, who is the primary villain in Stranger Things 4.
Demi-Lich, right?
Say that again.
He's a demi-lich, right?
Yes. So the point of the blog was like, who is Vecna in Dungeons and Dragons? Because anybody who's familiar with the show, again, no spoilers. If you're familiar with the show in any capacity, the kids of Hawkins, they encounter supernatural beings, and they label them by likening them to creatures that they've encountered in D&D, because it's all they know. They don't have this type of TV and movies and stuff like that. So they're in an effort to understand them, they're likening them to creatures from D&D because they're big D&D guys. One of my favorite things about this season, again, not really a spoiler, but they went really hard back into a lot of D&D themes. There's a lot more. There's like an awesome sequence in the show where they're like comparing two of the characters. Like one of them is like rolling dice on a table, and the other one is like in the middle of a basketball game.
Like
that was awesome. That was such a cool sequence.
This is probably the best season they've released.
Easily.
This is better than season 1.
Easily.
Sick.
Easily. It's so good. And just some really great stuff. But so I posted a blog about Vecna and his origins in Dungeons and Dragons. But I thought it was interesting that Wizards of the Coast, who makes D&D, they also released a whole document on Vecna. If you're currently playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition and you want to try fighting him, which you probably shouldn't.
Unless you're up there.
Yeah, you need like a full, like probably 5 stack of like 20th level characters. Like,
is it that fucking high?
20th level, yeah. So it's literally, they released the Vecna dossier, which is like
Sounds
all
like a
the
cologne.
Yeah. So it's a multi-page PDF of like everything you need to know to fight Vecna in the game. And then they also released a one-shot adventure that's like 3 to 4 hours that is called Don't Say Vecna, in which, it's basically like get a bunch of people, roll a bunch of max level characters, and try your best to not die.
Is it Don't Say Vecna?
Don't Say Vecna is what it's called.
So it's like Candyman in the mirror.
So yeah, my understanding is that in the D&D universe, Vecna is like awoken when people look into him.
Oh yeah.
So like the whole story
right.
is that there's like a group of wizards who are investigating Vecna, and Vecna like transports their entire like wizard's tower to a pocket dimension.
Yep.
And then you're in that tower and you have to like fight your way out of it.
Yeah, more frequently than not, it's people trying to figure out how to achieve lichdom.
Yeah. And it's like it's a classic horror trope where it's like, oh, you opened the big spooky book that you shouldn't have opened, or like you looked into a horrible mythology that you shouldn't have looked into, and then you found what you were looking for, but way worse. So yeah, they released that, which I thought was really interesting, and it's like immediately capitalizing on people who like Stranger Things or like Dungeons and Dragons or both, who might want to get into, like, they might get into one because of the other. D&D didn't have an official partnership with Stranger Things during season 1. Now they do have, like, they have a fully Stranger Things branded, like, starter kit where you fight the Demogorgon and stuff like that, and, all this other shit. But I don't know if you guys have ever heard of anything else like that. Like, I've never really heard of anything else that was like, here's a piece of media, and then here's, like, a game that goes with it that you might like. Like, hey, if you liked this movie, play this game because it relates to it. Like, the only thing I think that comes close is like Fortnite, that will release and have like events around Marvel movies and Star Wars stuff and shit like that. But I just thought this was really unique to tabletop gaming and also current events. And I don't know if there's any other medium that can really do it like the written stuff can.
I haven't heard of anything else that have really done that. I think it's great timing. They really capitalized on it actually being, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the talk of the town, I guess, where like everyone knows how successful it was, and like, all right, cool, like build something around that. I'm sure that they were thinking about this in advance already.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because if you watch the show, like you could already tell that things were thought about a long time ago.
Yeah.
That would like lead to this moment. So I think it's brilliant, especially because the whole show is, like you said, is built around this game. It's like having, a show about people who are playing a certain video game and they get sucked into the video game dimension and they have to like find their way out of it, yada yada.
Stay alive.
And then like a DLC comes out.
You die in the game, you die in real life.
Yeah.
Stay alive.
That's on Disney Plus now.
Or Gamer. With
Gerard Butler?
yeah. What a fucking film.
Wasn't there a Black Mirror episode like that too?
Was there?
Or was that the?
ever
was
see
fucking,
Gamer?
I think no.
Dude, it's fucking good.
With Gerard Butler,
They had a
right?
Marilyn Manson cover of what was it? Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to
Doesn't matter. The only one that matters is Stay Alive, to be fair.
Stay Alive was the original. You die in the game, you die for real. Was Frankie Muniz in that?
Fuck yeah, Frankie Muniz was
Oh,
in that.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I saw that a long time ago.
There was definitely also a "Are You Afraid of the Dark" episode where they did that with like the
yeah.
kid with the silver brain.
Yeah.
Haunted my dreams when I was a kid.
Horrifying shit.
But no, yeah, I mean, I feel like this is definitely a unique position that they're in, and I don't know if like the Duffer Brothers were like, yeah, we're gonna get Hasbro on the line and Wizards of the Coast and immediately like capitalize on this, but I'm sure that one of the two came calling as soon as things started to get popular, and they were like, hey, because like I don't know if a Demogorgon is trademarked, but like Vecna definitely is.
To
And-
D&D itself, yeah.
Yeah. Like Vecna
Like
is
Pathfinder can't do it a Vecna. They would have to do something adjacent.
Yeah, right. So like a Demogorgon or a Mind Flayer, like those are creatures, not necessarily like proper nouns. Like Vecna is a
Yeah.
named trademarked character, so they would have had to have had some sort of partnership, you know, like to use it. But
Side note on D&D, apparently the Duffer Bros, they when they pitched the final season, like 5, or the next season, I don't know if it's a final one, to Netflix, like people in the room literally were crying.
Do you mean season 4 part 2 or season 5? Because season 4 part 2 comes out next month.
Oh, it said 5 on the tweet.
Yeah, 5 is probably like the time skip
yeah,
one.
that's what So I was confused. I didn't realize there was going to be a 5th season. I know that there was going to be season 4 part 2. But I didn't realize there was a whole 5th season coming, which is going to be fucking wild.
that either.
It's going to be fucking wild.
Reg said Dot Hack was the first game. Yeah, no, like I played the shit out of a couple of the Dot Hack games on PlayStation 2. Fully agree with that actually. That was like the Sword Art Online fucking
The only thing I remember about Dot Hack was waking up at like 3 a.m. and I had Cartoon Network still on, and it would be like the Dot Hack anime was
Yeah.
on, and it was just boobs, a
Boom.
lot of boobs, and I was like,
So you set your
"There's my
alarm.
alarm going off."
Yeah, you set your alarm for 3 o'clock every day. After
Dude, it was
that.
like 6th grade, 7th grade, and I'm like, I was, fall asleep watching fucking Ed, Ed and Eddie or something like that, and then I wake up at 3, 4 in the morning, and Toonami is on,
Those games go for a lot of money now on
and the
PlayStation
Dot
2.
Hack. We used to I used to
They're like
see
collectible
those
shit
come in.
now.
Yeah. There's a million of them. I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
The Dot Hacks here, yeah. The earlier ones are, I'm pretty sure, collectibles at this point. Those, like the old Star Ocean franchises, all those old PlayStation RPGs are pretty expensive now. Xenosaga,
I can't even tell you how many of those I used to like.
I played everyone. I played every fucking one of them.
But yeah, that's all I can remember about those. So
Great
yeah, I don't
games.
know. I just thought that was interesting, and I think it would be cool to see more kind of tabletop and I guess gaming, like licensed stuff. Like
Dark Souls had one.
Critical Role did one for World of Warcraft when Battle for Azeroth came out. They did like a special 5e World of Warcraft session.
I'm talking strict like board games.
Yeah,
though.
no, I know. I mean, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands actually just did that too with
Dark Souls, Dead
Acquisition
Space.
Incorporated.
Dark Souls, Dead Space. I think Dead by Daylight did one.
That makes sense.
I'm trying to think of more.
Doesn't Tiny Tina's Wonderland start off with D&D?
It's like
It's
all
the whole
based
thing
on
is
D&D.
D&D. Yeah,
The premise is like that you're at a D&D table while you're playing it.
we're waiting for it to come to Steam and gonna do a playthrough.
There's a couple of really
It looks
good
really cool.
tabletop games that are based on or like inspired by Stranger Things. There's no official Stranger Things one except for D&D, but there's one called Kids on Bikes, which you each play as a kid, and then there's a kid with powers that everybody takes turns controlling, so that you kind of use them as like a special weapon, basically.
Wow, it's fucking
So like
so fucked up.
So like everybody's the regular kid, and like no one person is like overpowered because you like take turns using the one that actually has like telekinesis.
No. You want everyone to be overpowered. Let everybody be overpowered.
Let everybody be overpowered in all your video games. Speaking of video games, Overwatch 2. We get some news on Overwatch 2. It exists allegedly.
Yeah, it exists.
Who's to say?
Definitely exists. I played it.
Who's to say?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
How can you play something that doesn't exist?
I've played. They had beta out.
You're a beta.
You are
a
a beta.
All right. Cool.
All right, tell us about Overwatch 2 because some shit come out with it today and it was actually very surprising.
Yeah.
I suppose it shouldn't be surprising based on what we know about the game. You're like molesting my laptop stickers over here.
Well, this one little air bubble is driving me insane.
Yeah, my ADHD or my OCD is.
Oh, it's like ripping it up too.
It's
like
upsetting
white
me.
now. Sorry.
Oh my god.
I took the paint off.
Yeah, you should have put that on better.
Tell us about Overwatch 2.
It's coming October 4th. Free to play.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And the big focus on the reveal event today was, how much they're actually going to try to keep it alive. And they already have like a roadmap set out until like 2023 of when new content's coming out, when new heroes are going to be introduced. They have a new hero that's coming out on October 4th with the game, a new tank called Junker Queen. And then after that, I believe they have like 2 new supports coming in November. And then it goes into January, I believe. And they're getting rid of loot boxes. Loot boxes are completely gone now. It's replaced with Battle Pass.
The problem is, okay, in
6 of
theory,
one, half a dozen of the other.
in theory, one would think that is an upgrade, right?
I think it is. in
Where
theory.
you could opt into the battle pass instead of. But the problem was you got loot boxes so consistently in Overwatch 1, it wasn't a problem. And you didn't have to pay to open them. You got them very consistently in Overwatch 1 for free.
I liked it, and I mean, I at least like with the battle pass that you can see what you're gonna get.
It all depends on how much time you have to put into it
Right.
and if they give you the option to buy fucking levels.
Dude, I was
They
fucking.
100% they have to.
Obviously, they're going to.
And I mean, that's what it is in Warzone.
Yeah, but that game is monetization the game.
Yeah.
True.
I was fucking beside myself. I got to level 99 in the battle pass for Fortnite. I had no idea the new season was changing over. I was like maybe, honestly, 2 or 3 decently placed games away from getting Doctor Strange, and then the fucking battle pass changed over the next day, and I couldn't go back to it. I was like horrified.
It's sad.
Yeah.
I have
That's
such
why
a
you just pay for
new.
him.
I have such a new respect for Overwatch and Overwatch like
Yeah, tell us more about
pros
this.
more than anything.
Yeah.
Overwatch 1.
Overwatch
Sure.
1 was fun as shit. I was a Zenyatta
Jam, man.
main.
Please.
Zenyatta was hella fun.
Zendaya?
my favorite character, actually.
Zenyatta was dumb fun. But just like being around the Boston Uprising guys so much now with like them practicing and
My eyes are going
watching them play.
Yeah.
The mechanics that go into that game, it is absurd. And my brain just will never work fast enough to be able
Yeah.
to do what they do. There is still so much life within that community, believe it or not, especially after, Overwatch 1. And it really disappointed a bunch of people. I get that. But there's still so much love in that community that, like, they have to do something with this, with Overwatch. Or they have to keep it alive.
I think they ruined it. I think they completely gutted that game.
Well, I think there's time to rebound from it, but in a perfect world, they would have just kept building on Overwatch 1.
Yeah. So everything that I've seen and heard from people who played through the beta, I still am contemplating playing it because there are people I know who will actively play the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
And they'll play it every single day. I am still one who is hesitant to buy into any Blizzard Activision product at this point because I think they are time and time again proving to the gaming community and just people in general that they are awful people. Diablo Immortals is, if that doesn't scream, if that's not a major red flag after everything that they've done on the past 2 years, releasing a game that costs $110,000 to max out one character, if that's not an immediate red flag to you that this company is fucked up, like from the
pay
core,
$110,000.
you can't play
You can do
PvP.
that to
You cannot play. You can't play PvP without it.
You can do that to skip like 4 years of progress.
Yes,
In the game.
It would take you. No, I think somebody did the math and said it was
was like
closer to
$10,000
8
a year or
It was like 8 to 10 years
Yeah.
to fully max out a single character.
But like, shouldn't it be like? That's the thing, and I want you to finish your thought. But that's like the thing that's confusing me is like, and I don't know how Diablo Immortal PvP works, but like if you're a different level and like these people are fucking 10 years ahead of you, like why are you even getting matched with them? Maybe this is a question for Blizzard, but like if you're like level 5.
So
I don't know how the fucking if it's just gear or if it's character level.
I think it's both. But I think what so many people point out is in it being the most predatory way of them doing it was they went fully on board with we are going to put these ads up in your face every time you fucking level up. You're going to get the option. Do you want to pay? Did I actually get bit by a fucking spider? Oh my God, I got bit by something. We are going to shove this down your throat so you know that this is here.
Yeah.
And we're going to put in flashing lights, 800% fucking upgrade from whatever you're doing before.
Yeah, right.
That way, it's immediate. The day one, they push all of that shit knowing that the people who will spend the money immediately.
Yeah, right.
So they banked on opening the fucking floodgate for all the whales to come through,
Yeah.
take over all of PvP, max out all their fucking characters, and then they're gonna do a big public announcement, right? They're gonna come forward and say, "Hey, we've listened. We've listened.
We've gotten our money.
On a
We
bear
listen.
steep road. Yeah, no, they got. Yeah, we've hit our forecasted projections.
No. They're not gonna say that. They're gonna say, "Look,
No, this is what the
we understand you guys are upset
We're
with
sorry.
us. We're sorry. We're BP and we're sorry."
Would you want to hear like something that they might have listened to? It's on the Warzone side of things.
I didn't even get into fucking. I didn't even
Yeah,
get
well,
into
wait, hold on.
Overwatch.
Yeah,
I didn't even get into Overwatch.
Let's wheel it back for real quick.
I
One thing is I think that they need to do is just make PvP matchmaking based on gear score or character level, and then you're fucking good. But anyway,
So everything I've watched for Overwatch 2 has been the way I have perceived it is they have drastically changed the gameplay so much that it doesn't seem balanced or worth playing because it's all who can do more damage than the other team faster.
yeah,
Instead of like who can be more strategic when it comes to using ultimates or who has their CC abilities up at the right choke point on the map, stuff like that. Instead of having all of those things, like all those other variables and factors that go into a hero-based squad team shooter with objectives, they've removed 95% of the CC in the game. Removed 95% of the CC, and they gave all of the characters who had like shields besides Reinhardt, they gave them removed the shields and then just gave them more damage abilities. So it's who can withstand the most damage while also outputting the most damage, and they removed every factor in between out to make it like multi-dimensional. They removed too much. CC is gone. You cannot CC in the game unless you have like a minor stun. Like McCree doesn't have a stun anymore. Or Orisa doesn't have.
his name's Cowboy Guy now.
Sorry, Cowboy Guy doesn't have a stun.
what is his actual name now?
I don't fucking know.
Woody doesn't have a stun anymore, or what? Like all of the characters that had secondary abilities that were stuns removed. They're all just fucking gone and replaced with damage. And it's so fucking. That's just so boring. Play Call of Duty. Like if you want to play a game where you just shoot at people the whole time, play a fucking FPS, a strict FPS game. They removed all of the fun that was the hero aspect of that game.
When
thoughts?
I've watched, like, I agree with them, but I don't really play it as much to be able to chime in too much on like the play difference. But what I do what I have noticed watching it competitively is those ultimate moments are not as like
Dramatic
as they used to be.
Yeah. A big fucking Reinhardt's Earth Shatter.
They're not as dramatic as they used
way.
to be, and they pretty much just like use as soon as you have it, like it's used. Who's the fucking the ghost guy with two shotguns? Reaper. So like they use that's not his name anymore. It's Doug.
It's Robe Man.
Yes, Cowboy Guy.
Cowboy Guy.
High
Woody.
Noon.
But like,
High Noon.
I've seen like people literally was like, okay, it's up, and they just go into a
And then,
middle.
yeah.
They have a healer behind them, and they just
It's because there's no shields. It's because there's no shields and no CC to stop it. In Overwatch 1, McCree throws his flashbang out, stuns him, his ult doesn't work. His ult just stops. That's it. His ult doesn't work anymore. There's a legitimate counter to it at that point. Or if you're Orisa, you drop your shield in front of it and you use her other CC ability. I can't remember the name of it, but it shoots out an orb and then you retract it and it pulls people back. So you drop your shield, you shoot out the orb, you pull them back behind the shield. Now they damage the shield. There's no counterplay to it anymore. It's just raw damage output. And if you can heal through it now, because
that sounds like.
can you tank, can you heal,
Yeah.
and who can do the most damage? That's really it.
I had fun playing as Sojourn It's like a
Soldier Boy.
Soulja Boy, yeah.
Sojourn Boy.
Sojourn Boy. Sojourn's like a Soldier 76, but with better movement.
Yeah.
So you can kind of.
But he's got verticality.
Yeah, it's sick. I think it's a she.
Sojourn Boy.
I think it's a she.
Sojourn
But very,
Boy.
very fun to play. But no, I mean, when I played the beta, it was fun. But then again, I had no expectations for myself. You know,
I played too much Overwatch 1 to.
me too. I burnt myself
Yeah, you
out.
used to be all over.
Dude, I played way too much of that game.
You had
to-
a 97% hook rate with the.
It was fucking up there.
You were
And
the
I
top
was
five,
I was in I was just outside of the top 500 for Lucio Ball.
I remember that.
That was fucking.
I could never get good with
Every time I
Lucio.
see a.
He was my favorite. He was probably one of my
Every
favorite
time I see a
characters.
Roadhog, I'm like, I know somebody who was the best with hooking.
I know
with
someone who
Roadhog.
looks like Roadhog.
Is Roadhog in this room with you right now? But yeah, that kind of blows my mind that they made such a hard pivot to like.
And they removed the carry. Instead of 6v6, it's 5v5. Which also just I think it's
Yeah,
I
wouldn't you
think I think the reason why they did that was
so much-
to mitigate the damage
Yeah,
output.
because there's so much fucking shooting happening, and it just maybe makes it less chaotic.
I want to say one thing about the competitive side again. I love how this game really utilizes subs, where other games you'll have a sub.
Like a
and you-
footlong?
Yeah, sub. A substitute player. Other games, like, okay, here's your starting lineup, like, they're playing. Like, doesn't matter what the map is, anything like that. I've been in the room with the Uprising guys while they were playing, and they'll know, like, okay, this map's next. All right, you're sitting, and you're taking those spots.
Love that.
Because you're better with these characters, which we need on this
Love
map.
that. I wish Counter-Strike had that for 3 months.
And they come out and they like watch and they root them on from the monitor, and then the subs come back in, they change up, and like
that.
it's like when you are done with your map and you won, like you did your job, you sit
Yeah.
down, you
Yeah.
root your teammates on. I love
That's cool.
how they're actually
Absolutely love that.
utilized. I love how they're utilized.
Love that.
Like I said, Counter-Strike had that for 3 months, and then Valve said, you can't do this anymore. And that was one of the most exciting times in Counter-Strike, and online Counter-Strike. Teams like Vitality and Astralis utilize it very well.
I mean, that's what a substitute, like, it sucks that a substitute player on an esports team has turned into like, okay, in the raw chance that someone gets hurt
We're sick.
or sick, like, then you'll go in. And like,
that's really cool.
Yeah, but
You have like somebody like who's like a specialist with a certain type of character
Exactly.
who could like be.
and
the
people are
silver
signed
bullet.
because of the roles that they know how to play.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
exactly.
you get signed
Which
as a tank,
makes it
you get-
extra suck that like they're kind of reducing what those roles mean in Overwatch too, because that kind of cheapens.
I genuinely don't understand the the distinguishable factors between raw DPS
yeah.
and tank at this point. Because the only difference between those two is tanks have a larger health pool. That's it.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody like Reaper who has a moderate health pool but heals out off of their left mouse clicks,
Yep.
then what the fuck does it matter? They're outputting damage and healing themselves.
Yeah, who can click on their enemies the fastest?
That's literally, dude. When I was watching Moon play it, and he was playing Orisa, and he was like, she is just hands down the best character in the game because she has the highest health pool. She has her own form of damage mitigation.
Right.
She has mobility now that removed her CC and removed her shield. So now they gave her mobility and extra damage.
Right.
So because she has the highest health pool, because she can reduce incoming damage with armor, I think it is, and because she just constantly outputs damage, I don't think she ever has to reload. She is just hands down the most broken character in the game.
I mean, who knows?
Guess what?
I mean, the game,
Not
it's
GA'd. Believe it
Yeah.
or not GA'd. Like
mean-
Call of Duty, where everything gets GA'd.
yeah. I mean, I think since it's a live service game and it's moving to this like free model, who knows? I mean, maybe that allows more room for different changes and tweaks and technical stuff. Maybe they put an extra mode in that like puts back in some of those more strategic things. So if you just want to do I don't know.
The only way we've discussed this. We've discussed this during the original Overwatch days of the podcast. The only way that they could have saved that franchise, I think. I'm sorry. I don't think Overwatch 2 is going to be a huge success. You're never going to get that form of like competitive like itch scratch that you got with Overwatch 1. You'll never get that with Overwatch 2, I don't think. But I think the only way that they could have ever achieved long-term success with that game is if they continued to release new characters every other month.
Yeah.
And until they got to a point where it was MOBA based.
Yeah.
And you could do a pick ban system every single
Exactly. They should
every
do
single
like
professional match.
Valorant or a
Only
League type
way
thing.
League is the only one that you could have mirrored at that point to keep the integrity of that game and
Right.
to keep that game's longevity going. Because they just like wiped their hands clean of it, and they're like, nah, we're gonna try something different now. I don't think there's any way that this game succeeds.
Yeah.
I think it'll succeed because it's free. But I'm saying you're not. I don't think. I don't think it'll be a success.
But there's still such an audience on the competitive side.
Right.
I don't think it goes anywhere.
Yeah, but
There is a lot of
It depends on what the
It's
competitive
also a much more
society looks
crowded
like
field
now.
right now for hero shooters and for like just competitive tactical shooters too. Yeah. It's a lot more of a crowded field for both in the esports and on like just the regular player side. So who knows? I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Overwatch 2 does. I mean, there have been a lot of
Will you try to play it with me?
yeah.
I'll play with both of you guys. I will
Have
play
you
the
ever
game.
played?
No.
Oh, I can't.
I think I played the Overwatch 1 beta.
You should play Tracer.
No,
Probably
okay,
the
no.
easiest character.
That's not true. You
He's Soldier 76.
you play Lucio and you
No,
just
Soldiers. When I played the beta for Overwatch 1, I played a Soldier 76 because they were like, this guy has like no mechanics. You just shoot the gun.
none. You
And I'm
shoot.
like,
It's shoot gun.
I can see
That
you getting-
Overwatch 2 is just now all Soldier 76.
oh, good. I'll play as the hamster then. I'll play.
I
as
could,
the-
see, I could see him getting very good at just being like a designated healer and just being
Yeah.
a sick healer.
Dude, okay,
That's what I'm doing in Destiny 2 right now.
dude, the whole fun around playing somebody like Lucio was that is your job.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
heal everybody around you, you amp up right before a big fucking team fight, and you just go to boot people off the side of the fucking map.
It's fun. You literally
Dude.
go, and it just
And
I'll vote
fucking
people.
shoots them off.
Yeah, I'd play it. Can I play with a controller, or am I gonna get fucking screamed at?
You can, but you'll probably get screamed at. I was probably better on controller when I was playing on Xbox.
aim assist.
Controller.
Maybe.
I'll use my aimbot.
Yeah, but in reality, I only played tank and healer anyway.
Yeah, true. I was pretty much DPS. Well, then.
Well, yeah, but I was doing more
I'll try
damage
it.
than
Zenyatta was like. Wouldn't stop. I would just hold the left click down the whole time.
Using the Macarena.
Big boobs.
What else?
I miss that. I actually now miss that so much.
It was fun as shit.
That game was so good
like when
before
you
they
think
broke
of
it.
those orbs going out, you literally hear the noise in
Ding,
your head. Yep.
ding, ding,
Yep. And then
ding.
before the match, you go up to the little basketball. You try to hit it into
Yeah.
the net every time.
Dude, there was something very special about Overwatch before they introduced Brigitte. And that was like, before they permanently ruined the game. But there was something very special about that game.
Yeah. I remember that with Overwatch 1 when it first came out, that was the first. So I actually spoke to Tim the Tapman because he was like smaller at the time.
Yeah.
And I was watching him play because I loved it. I remember I was in Florida on vacation, just laying in bed watching Tim. I was like, this guy's very entertaining. I'm going to tweet at him. So I was like, hey, man, like just stopped in your stream for the first time. Very entertaining. Keep it up. He responded to me. He was, oh, thanks, man. And I was
Like,
on the
shut up,
phone
you
with him.
fucking geek.
Yeah, now I wish I could find it, but I can't find it anymore. But it happened. Me and
I
Tim,
don't believe you.
We were cool for a while.
I need receipts.
You guys were tight.
We were cool
You guys
for
were
a while.
tight. You guys want to listen to some voicemails?
Sure.
Can we
Need advice?
talk about it actually?
Pick up that phone and talk to a dad.
It was 10 minutes. It's usually about voicemail time. 617-701-7678, the WGG Internet Dad Sauce Line. Leave us a voicemail. We'll listen to it live on the show, and we'll talk about it. So, first caller. Oh, what do we got?
What is up, WGG fam, WGG founding fathers? It's your boy JB Genesis calling with another week of voicemail. Hope everyone is doing all right. My question for you guys this week is, do you miss any specific handheld gaming device
Yes.
from back in the day? I know the predominant devices now are usually a Switch, but honestly, I kind of miss holding a Game Boy Color.
Dude.
Or if not a Game Boy Color, even
That's why I bought a retro.
Nintendo DS. You know?
JB, you had it right. It's a DS, not the SD.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
He said I meant to say the Nintendo SD, not the DS. That's right.
No, you had it right.
That's correct.
So this is. Here, let me fix that for you. Yeah. So yes, perfectly timed because I literally. So literally Google search best handheld emulators right now, JB, and you'll find a fucking 100 lists that say like these are the top 10 handheld emulation machines. A lot of them are designed to be shaped similar to like a Game Boy Advance
If you
or a Game
work for the
Boy.
FCC, just disregard this.
Yeah,
Just disregard this.
we're talking about birds.
We're just joking.
Birds are real, by the way, for this episode at least.
I love the FBI.
But like,
You know what I really like is the federal government.
I love paying
I love
taxes.
them and I trust them.
Do you guys love paying taxes?
I should.
Love it. Oh my god, I look forward
wish
to every year.
I wish I could pay more
I
taxes.
wish I could pay them twice.
Yeah,
I
tax
might
me
this
twice.
year.
Yeah.
But like, look up handheld emulation machines. A lot of them are designed like they're the Powkitty. One of the Powkitty models is designed to be a clamshell like a DS. So it's just like the top screen is the screen, the monitor, and the bottom is. I've heard bad things about it. Actually, I heard the button layouts are pretty shitty. But like, there's a bunch of different designs for them. The one that I just ordered is like probably a little bit larger than my phone, and with a smaller screen. But like, I'll be able to play anywhere from NES all the way up to like PlayStation 1 games.
That's sick.
All through emulation too. Game preservation, everybody.
My big handheld that I miss is the Game Boy Advance SP. I think that is the pinnacle of handhelds. The Game Boy Advance was great, but it didn't have a backlight. You had to have the fucking worm light on there, and then those would break every fucking 2 months. The Game Boy Advance SP.
Kids these days will never know.
No.
They'll never understand.
SP clamshell design, flip it open, flip it closed. You get the backlight on there. You get the little button to control the
Yeah.
backlight. Fits great in all the cargo shorts that I used to wear when I was in like middle school.
There's a
Right
dude,
next to the Beyblades.
Oh,
there's a
man.
couple. There's a couple
Separate
of
pockets, I don't want to scratch it.
There's a couple of models for handheld emulations similar to that one too.
Yeah. Game Boy SP, man.
They've done a million of them.
Game Boy SP. Oh man, that was it. I had a silver Game Boy SP, and that was my shit. I would bring that I literally would never leave home without it ever.
My parents would never get me anything past a Game Boy Advance.
The SP was money.
They said, "Look, you have a Game Boy Advance, and this is what you get."
Nah, they just don't.
There was like 4 of those though, so I guess I can see where they're coming from. I mean, I only bought the core Nintendo 3DS. Like I bought the launch model Nintendo 3DS, and I never bought any of the 9 iterations that came after it.
Yeah.
I still have my like launch day Nintendo 3DS. It's got about a half an hour of battery life at this point, but still got it if I want to play like Majora's Mask Remastered or anything like that. I'll just keep it on the charger. But yeah, so that's my that handheld, man, was just a little Metroid Fusion in that baby. Woo.
Dude,
I'm gonna go PSP.
this is the generation.
Short-lived.
Though the one I ordered, I'm pretty sure can also play PSP games. This is the
Short-lived, but so much
generation.
potential.
What was your favorite
before-
thing to watch on your PSP?
Honestly, I really didn't
Super
watch
bad.
much on there.
Super
I think I
bad.
would go on like YouTube and look up like strip teasers or something. But other than that, I just play like
load up the SD card off of uTorrent.
yeah, and then I would play. I played a lot of sports games on it, so I think it was like MLB The Show or something like
The
that.
show was so good on that.
It was so good,
Dude, that was the first great portable
and it ran
baseball game.
perfect.
Yeah, I mean, granted, everybody looked like they had 0 textures in their face. Midnight
Yeah,
Club
you don't
3
know.
Dub Edition on there with the full soundtrack. It was basically like having a fully loaded iPod in that day and age in your pocket. The only thing with the PSP was it was fucking huge.
Oh, it was giant.
It's the size of it's basically the size of a Switch.
Yeah.
The
Vita was the smaller
Jehoshaphat said,
one.
"Remember the Vita?" No,
The Vita was the smaller version.
yeah, the Vita was the PSP 2 that had 4 games on it. John got one of those, and he used it as a fucking coaster. Yeah, he used. Well, I remember like in college, the Vita came out. I feel like after probably our senior year of high school, and I literally walked into his room and there was like a Diet Pepsi can like sitting on his Vita, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing with that?" And he's like, "Nothing. It's a coaster."
Nothing. I'm keeping my desk
But
unmoist.
PSP.
This is my goodness, right now.
Oh my god, I love him. Was he get a nice coffee?
Oh, what he has?
Oh, it's a Guinness.
But he has a Red Sox jersey over a Celtics shirt.
Ask him what his plus minus is right now. But yeah, what is it? No, PSP was great, man. I had I had all like the Grand Theft Auto games on there were awesome. I never played the Uncharted game that was on there. I don't know if that was just Vita. I think that was just Vita. But Midnight Club was dope. The show was awesome. There was a couple of really decent first-person shooters. I think there was a Killzone game on there. But that was pretty good, man. I fucking miss, like...
Dude, I'm telling you right now,
So much.
this is the generation of handheld emulation. This is...
Yeah.
You're never... How else are you going to play these games? You can't.
You can't.
Literally can't.
Yeah, GameCube discs in a plastic case. Dude, I feel like I broke my first PSP game about 84 minutes after I got my first PSP game.
Fucking duct tape it. You'll be
This
fine.
shit just like came apart. Oh my god! I super glued it. I used to have to super glue the thing. Oh my god, ridiculous! All right,
Jerry rigged that
next
shit.
caller, what we got?
Hey boys, Coleman here. Thought I'd leave a last
There he is.
voicemail. Just wanted to drop this thought on you guys. I know last week we went over the Xbox streaming service that would be coming to like your smart TV.
Game changer.
One thought I had on that would be if I would just like to know where I kind of fell out of the loop. You know how Google is with their new technologies that fail. They just kind of fall off the face, and you don't really understand why they failed or what the logistical issues were. If you guys could just touch on why the Google Stadia failed, and moving forward, how Xbox can prevent that failure with their streaming service, and what that would take to rely on. Maybe some kind of like small Roku-like box that would just aid in the processing of running those games.
That's what they're working. That's what they're doing.
Also kind of like a redundancy of why not just have a console if you're already having a small TV box to help you run the games that you're streaming on your TV, but then again, maybe it could be a more cost-effective way to handle that. Maybe it wouldn't be nearly as expensive to just have some kind of processor that would help you stream the games over your internet service. That might take some of the burden off just solely streaming a game and running a game and playing a game without any kind of input latency. Just another thing that I was thinking about that was kind of running through my mind this week that I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on. I know Chris is really big into technology, and Bob also knows a lot about it, and Dom is really on the Xbox stuff. So I would just like to have you guys' thoughts on that. I hope you guys have a great week. Love listening to the podcast. You guys are the best. Have a good one.
Thank you for the call.
Stone,
Thank you for the
appreciate
call. So that's exactly what Xbox is doing.
Right.
By the way.
Yeah, I think for me, and I don't know how much Stadia is or was per month, but I feel like if you want gigabit internet or like Wi-Fi or whatever, like it's like $80 a month by itself.
Yeah.
Stadia was what? Probably somebody tell me.
30, I
don't know,
think.
$30,
30
right?
bucks a
So
month.
it might have been a cost thing. It might have been just a very niche thing. I don't think there was anything wrong with the library because they had a lot of AAA games like right off the rip.
I disagree. I think
really?
it was I think it was the games library.
I
was the
could have
problem.
sworn that like when that first came, like the first couple months, there was a lot at launch.
There was like the Assassin's Creed games, a lot of shovelware games, a lot of games that have been out for a while. It's not like they had Stadia exclusive games like Game Pass has Gears of War or Halo or shit like that.
It's still up too, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Stadia is still going, but the problem was they tried to market it as like this brand new gaming experience that you're
Right.
gonna have, but in reality that just wasn't the case.
$10 a month, that's not bad.
Yeah, but I think at launch it was more expensive.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was.
I'm pretty sure it was more expensive. But like you don't have the exclusivity. You can play these games anywhere else on better consoles, on better fucking hardware. Like what is the purpose of Stadia in that sense when I guess if they were capable of being like the mediator between PlayStation and Xbox, where they could, that's the middle point. Stadia, in an alternate fucking universe, Stadia is the mediator between the PlayStation and Xbox rivalry. They are the ones that say, hey, look, we're going to give you guys revenue split for all of the games that you sell on our platform, as long as you let us put those games on our platform.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been a huge success. But I think they just didn't have the library for it.
Yeah, I think everybody's got with something like this, like there had to have been 2 or 3 companies that kind of fell flat before somebody came in and took it over.
And did it right, yeah.
And did it right. Like there was no way that the first company that came out to do this was going to break the mold and really like change the way people play video games.
Not at all.
And the fact that you have like your big 3, your Google, your Amazon, and Microsoft, like all kind of taking stabs at this, goes to show you like even if like Google and Amazon can't fucking figure it out, you know what I mean? Like leave it
Wait,
to
did Amazon try?
the Luna. It's the same thing.
What the fuck was the Luna?
Amazon Luna. It's literally, it's still there. It's like tied into Prime Gaming. It's the same exact idea.
Why the
It's a
fuck?
proprietary controller that you can get if you want.
Why the fuck do I not know what this
Is
is?
there just a lack of interest for it?
I think
Marketing
it's
is
a niche,
aw- I think
it's
marketing
a niche
is awful,
thing, and
too.
marketing's fucking terrible. Like I've never seen a Stadia commercial. I have seen a
I've
few
seen
Amazon Luna
I've
commercials.
seen a million Stadia commercials.
Where?
All with
On YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a YouTube ad in literally 6 years.
Well, that's for the best, honestly.
but like Luna,
I like supporting my creators.
think about it.
You know who doesn't? We'll talk about it last call.
That's right. Hey, that's a good one. Oh, that's a nice little segue right there.
Go pledge on Patreon right now.
The Luna's still out. And it's the same idea. It's a lot of multi-platform games, and I think there is a niche for it, but I don't know who that niche is because you can't.
I don't think it exists yet.
You're not gonna
It doesn't
have-
exist yet.
Like you're not gonna have fucking gigabit internet in a dorm room, right? You would think this would be fucking perfect for a dorm,
Yeah.
right? If you had, unless you're going to like MIT and you have gigabit Wi-Fi. I don't even know if MIT has that. If you're going to like MIT or
You just
Harvard,
have
or like
FiOS fucking
Yeah,
pouring
just
out of the walls.
just like all over the place. That'd be ideal because you don't have to bring a console with you to your dorm. You just flip open your laptop, do your thing. Not bad, right? But
I think it's a lack of playing with people as well.
yeah, I
you
think
can't.
maybe the cross compatibility I think was a big one with Stadia when that came out because you couldn't play. They had like FIFA and shit like that on there, but you couldn't play cross platform. You got to play with the other 8 people that are playing on Stadia.
Some games did have it. Not most games didn't. But I think similar to like the Overwatch thing, there was one way that those systems worked. Like the one way Overwatch 1 would have worked was if they had enough characters and they made it similar to a MOBA. The one way Stadia would have worked is if they could have been able to bridge the gap between Sony and Xbox.
I remember playing the beta for Stadia, and I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey on like my wife's laptop. It was like a MacBook Air, and it ran like fucking perfectly. And I was like,
Yeah, I
"This
remember
is
you telling
actually-
me about that.
This is like awesome that this is even running at all." And I didn't think that was even going to be the case. And this was, it was great. I mean, I can't see myself doing that in any sustainable way, but that's a pretty cool, because, the only reason I'd want to do that is if I'm traveling, and if I'm traveling, I don't have the dope Wi-Fi that I'm paying for at home.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's never jumped out to me as like a primary console that people will go out of their way to get. It's a secondary console that, like, if you're bored or you want to try something different, you will get. But not everyone has the disposable money to buy a console that's going to collect dust for 5 months at a time until you load it up for 2 hours, put it down for another 5 months. I don't see the benefit of shelling the money out for it.
do Luna or Stadia have Fortnite or Warzone? Because I think that's your problem.
No, Warzone.
You don't have COD.
Honestly, I doubt it even has Fortnite.
If
I
it
think-
had
I think
COD
that- I think they might have Fortnite.
and or Fortnite, the
Everything has
fucking
Fortnite.
explodes.
Yeah, literally.
My microwave has Fortnite.
Fucking calculators have Fortnite now.
You don't have a microwave.
Yeah, I do. Do I? No, I don't. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Yes, you do.
It's about my soul.
You live here. Yeah, interesting question. JB said it's crazy to think about or see futuristic movies like Ready Player One, where they have infinite connections yet can't get decent internet in a dorm. Yeah, I mean, that's why I that's why I lived at home when I was in college, because I love my internet. And I pay for it for a reason.
Again, I mean, I think that's one of the that will be one of the major adversaries to what Xbox is going to try to do. If you don't have stable internet, you cannot. I mean, if you're streaming a game, you shouldn't be playing a competitive game. Period. 100%. You play single player games, you'll probably never notice the latency issue. Like, you might have some input lag, but that's why you don't play games like fucking Fortnite on there. Like, you don't play competitive shooters. You don't play Call of Duty on it.
Right.
You play single player games.
But yeah, great question. Thanks, Coleman, for the voicemail. Would you like to land the train?
Yeah. I hope I get this right. Oh no! What did I just play? I got it.
All right. Hey.
Nailed it.
Big shout out to everybody in this room who's going to download and play Destiny 2 with me. And Big Wicked Good Gaming, suck it to all the Golden State Warriors player personnel and fans. Letting this one ride until the series is over. Celtics in 7. Can't wait to see them win tonight. And that's it. So, and big shout out to Mike, who's at the game right now, probably putting up a historic stat line.
He's probably so wet right now.
The
with
team
just
needs him.
booze on him.
Yeah, the team needs him. So, yeah.
Slobbering on him.
He's just wet.
Yeah, absolutely. So I really hope that whoever the intern was that was responsible for putting the deposit down at the nightclub in Boston tonight for the Golden State Warriors loses their job. Actually, that's mean. I hope they keep their job, but that comes out of their paycheck.
I hope they get commission off of it.
True. Yeah, that's very true.
Imagine selling that.
And you know what? If they do go to the club anyway, like, enjoy watching a bunch of like North Shore girls in onesies.
Yeah, tell
Like,
all the girls I went to high school with I said hi.
play with sparklers.
Yeah, relax.
How funny.
As for me, I get nothing. Give us money on Patreon.
Yeah, patreon.com/wishyoucould.
Q, I didn't forget to bring it up. I brought it up beforehand. Q wants to know if we're going to TwitchCon. Well, we're going to discuss this.
We still
off
got to
air.
figure it out.
Yeah, we got to figure it out.
Fuck you, Encore.
I get nothing. Go to patreon.com right now. Also, you can watch us on YouTube now. So that is youtube.com/Wicked Gaming. We go live every Thursday, just as we do on Twitch.
Grr, bow.
Weed.
Weed.
Let's go Celtics. Celtics in 7. This has been episode 289, Not Another Gaming Podcast. If you're one of our patrons, we'll see you for last call in just a couple minutes in our Discord right now. All right, so we love you so much, and we'll see you next week. Mwah.
Bye.